In a weathered cottage by the edge of a field, Jack and his mother lived in quiet sorrow. The cupboards were bare, the fire long gone cold. Outside, wind whispered through broken shutters, even the birds had flown on. All they had left was each other, and a cow too old to give milk. The cow had once been strong, its milk sweet and steady, but now it stood thin and tired in the yard, ribs showing beneath patchy fur. Jack stroked its neck gently. It didn't protest. This would be goodbye. "Go to town," his mother said, placing her last hope in Jack's hands. "Sell her for as much as you can. We need food, Jack. Anything you can get?" And so, with the cow's lead in one hand and a prayer in his heart, Jack set out. The road ahead was long, and Jack's thoughts heavier than his feet. A man stood at the crossroads, old cloak, crooked staff, eyes that gleamed like stars. "I'll trade you," he said, extending a hand of dirt and light. In his palm, 5 beans, no bigger than marbles, pulsing faintly with color. "Plant them," he whispered. "They'll change everything." Jack hesitated only a moment, then nodded. He took the beans, and the man vanished like smoke. When he returned home, joy bubbling in his chest, his mother's expression froze. "Beans," she cried. "You gave away our last hope." For beans. Tears fell that night, and the beans were thrown out the window. But while they slept, something ancient stirred beneath the soil. Vines twisted skyward, thick as tree trunks, shimmering in moonlight. By morning, the sky was split by green, a beanstalk, vast and alive. Jack stood at its base, heart thudding. Curiosity outweighed fear. Hand over hand, he climbed. Past clouds, past wind, birds circled below him. The world grew smaller the higher he went. At the top, a new land, heavy with mist and mystery. Fields of gold, stones that floated. And in the distance, a castle, towering and strange. Its gates groaned open on their own. Jack stepped inside, heart pounding. Everything here was giant-sized, chairs like cliffs, spoons like swords. And then, thunderous footsteps. A voice cracked through the walls. "Fee, fee, fo, fum, I smell the blood of a human one." Jack dove beneath the table. Dust shook from the rafters. The giant stomped in, 10 times the size of any man. But he did not find Jack. Not yet. Jack peeked from the shadows. The giant clutched a golden hen in his hand. He placed it gently on the table. "Lay," he growled, and it did. An egg shining like the sun. Jack's breath caught. His mind raced. Could he take it? That night, as the castle slept, Jack crept forward, careful as wind. He lifted the hen, holding it tight against his chest. Down the stalk he raced, never looking back. The hen clucked once, then nestled into him. He was free. The golden egg changed their lives. Food, fire, laughter returned. But Jack's eyes lingered on the beanstalk each night. There must be more, he thought. The hen wasn't all. And so he climbed again, this time quieter, quicker. He slipped through the castle like a shadow and found it. A harp, carved from gold and glowing faintly. It sang softly to itself, a lullaby without words. Jack reached out, and the harp awoke. Its song turned to a scream. The harp's cry shook the castle. The giant roared awake, eyes blazing with fury. He saw Jack, the boy who stole his hen. "Thief!" he thundered. Jack ran, harp in hand, feet flying over stone. Out the gate to the beanstalk, Jack ran like never before. Behind him, the giant gave chase, his steps shaking the sky. Jack began to descend, branches whipping past. The harp wept in his arms as the clouds cracked above. Jack hit the ground, rolled, stumbled, and grabbed an axe. He swung hard, again and again, splinters flying. The stalk groaned. The giant's shadow loomed above. One final swing, and the beanstalk snapped. The giant screamed as he fell, arms grasping at the vanishing sky. Down he tumbled, into cloud, into silence. Then, nothing, only leaves drifting. The world was still. Jack stood, shaking, heart full and empty at once. The harp's song returned, gentle, soothing, forgiving. The hen clucked quietly by the fire. Jack's mother held him close. No words, just warmth. They had survived something no one would ever believe. And so Jack, the boy who climbed to the sky, came back changed. He learned that courage can bring treasure, but also danger and loss. And sometimes the greatest magic of all is knowing when to stop climbing. If you like this video, please subscribe and support my channel.